Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗖𝙧 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. Joining me and joining us for the first time is S Chandralekha ji. She is an ex-IAS officer and she is the president of Virat, Hindustan, Sangam, Tamil Nadu. Let's welcome her. Chandralekha ji, namaskar and welcome to 𝗖𝙧 channel.
Namaskar.
Chandralekha ji, you have done something just amazing, very quietly, and words can't describe the noble gesture of Dr. Subramanian Swamy gifting away his ancestral property to the Kanchipuram Mutt of Shankara. And a lot of work went into it very quietly. In fact, he didn't even want this thing publicized. I would have not known until I saw a WhatsApp message of what he had done. And then I spoke with him a little bit and he still said, no, it's something that I owe everything to Paramacharya and this is the least I can do. Very, very humble and you just contrast it with some of the other politicians who make a big mountain out of a small molehill gesture. Truly amazing. But first let us walk back. You can walk us back from the time you got involved in this. I mean, Mullipallam is something that was the ancestral property of Dr. Swamy. The story, from what I know a little bit, I'll just tell in 30 seconds, is that his great-great-great-great-grandfather, Ramappa Iyer, was the prime minister. In fact, he was the commander of forces of the then Madurai Nayakar. And he managed to capture land back down south from Rameswaram all the way north up to Mysore, driving out the Islamic rulers of that time. And looking at his fame and popularity, the Raja got a little nervous and he gave him this huge grant of land and he suggested that Ramappa Iyer retire. Now, from there, that land has been progressively shrinking and what little was left of it went through a few other things. You can walk us back down history lane and then we can listen to that. So take it away, madam. Wherever or whenever you got involved in this story, we can start from there.
I'll go a few years back. This land had gone away from Dr. Swamy's family because his great-grandfather, they were all freedom fighters. So I think they didn't pay the tax. There's a mark of protest. So the British government took away the lands from them and auctioned that land. So it had gone away from the family's hands. Later, when Dr. Swamy started taking interest in Tamil Nadu politics, and when he was MP from Madurai, he decided to buy back that property. So he bought that ancestral property. It was a nice house. It was in a very dilapidated state. Nobody was living there. He bought that house. And then he built a small cottage there with 2 rooms. And it was in a very good position. We used to go there most of the time to stay there also. He used to go. But now he decided to donate that property to the Kanchi Mutt because he's an ardent devotee of Mahaperiyava. And that house is located in Agraharam. You can have a nice way, the Padashala. There is a river close by. The Vaigai flows very close by. So he thought it would be nice to donate it to the Kanchi Mutt. And then Periva is in Kashi now. So I spoke to his people in Kashi, and Periva was very, very happy to hear this news. So then we went through the procedure and got a power of attorney from Dr. Swamy, and one of our guys went there to Madurai to get it, the gift deed registered. And it so happened, we didn't plan it at all. The document came to me in my hands on the 15th morning. And 15th morning, that is Dr. Swamy's English birthday.
Yes.
And that day, the document came into my hand, and I handed it over to Mr. Ramachandran, who is also a retired IAS officer who is working for the Mutt. And he was going on the 16th morning to Kashi to meet Periyava. And he handed it over on 16th, which happens to be Swamy's star birthday. That is, Swami is born in Hasta Nakshatram. So it was handed over to Periyava on 16th on Swami's birthday. It all just happened. So nothing was planned.
Well, we always talk about, many things, even little gestures. Politicians make a big deal out of it. But Dr. Swamy didn't even mention a word. He was actually on Gyan Ganga
No,
today
he
also.
was very particular that we should mention. That's why when you asked me whether I can do an interview with you on this, I was a little reluctant, and I asked you, have you taken Dr. Swamy's
Yes, I have. Yes,
permission?
I have. Yes.
Because,
Yes.
in fact, and Periyava, in fact, wanted the document to be handed over by Swamy and a photo to be taken and all. But Swamy said, no, it should be very, very low key, and I don't want any publicity out of that. This is, I'm doing out of my respect and my bhakti for the mutts.
The takeaway here is, and again, I spoke with Dr. Swamy for a few minutes about this, and he said, in life, when you don't feel like you have any attachment, when you don't have any attachments, giving something away, it doesn't really, hurt you. I mean, we have seen so many families fighting over even a small thing like a nail. This is mine. This is mine. Brothers don't talk with the brothers for days on end because they were not happy about the way the division of assets took place and things like that. And yet here is this man just laughingly giving it all away, and it's for a very good cause. Like you said, it is in Nagraharam, Veda Pathshala can be done. It is near the 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪 river. It's wonderful. I just wish I had taken a trip and seen it for myself, but I've not been lucky. But be that as it may, the most important thing here is there is more joy in giving than in getting. That is what I take away from this.
But Swamy had always been like that. He had never been attached to properties and all that. He will say, what comes to me will come. It has to remain with me, it will remain with me. It has to go away from me, it will go away. He's that way karma yogi. He is not bothered about properties, results, etc. He will only do what he thinks is his duty to do. It always been like that.
People talk the good talk, but how many walk the talk? See, that is the difference. I get so much offline, stuff saying that, why are you supporting Dr. Swamy? I said, no, you don't know him. Don't tell me that I should support or not support him. To me, he is my true guru. He has taught me so much. In 5 minutes conversation here and there, you learn so much about life. See, this is something that you have to experience. You can't just like that say that, politically he may have some views. So what? For me, he's a great man, and that is what I look up to him. So, Chandralekha ji,
I'd like to share in this correction one more incident.
Yes.
That is the time he spoke to the election from Madurai, and he has lost the seat. And he wasn't worried at all. And the same day, he took the flight to Delhi because Sonia Gandhi was to be sworn in as the Prime Minister. So she had given a letter saying, I, Sonia Gandhi, appoint myself on the behalf of Congress Party as a candidate for becoming the Prime Minister. And Swamy had immediately sent a letter to the President, Abdul Kalam. And then he took the flight and he landed in Delhi. And around 1:30, Swamy got a call from the President, will you come up? Will you come to the Rashtrapati Bhavan? And Swamy is one person who after lunch must have a nap around that time, around 1:30. But he sacrificed his nap, he went there. And the President asked him, how do you say that she is not qualified? And Swamy gave all the legal points. And that is why this country was saved from having Sonia Gandhi as the Prime Minister. So he didn't bother, anybody else, after such a hard work, you have stood for the election and you have lost, and nobody will have the heart, to go and take up this, but he just didn't bother. He just said, okay, I worked hard, I lost, doesn't matter, but now I attend to other work.
One of the interesting things that I find surprising is that Abdul Kalam actually refused to admit that he met with Dr. Swamy after that thing happened. And I don't know what that reason for that is. Only he can explain. But anyway, he's now gone, unfortunately.
He gave all the arguments why she can't be made.
In
then
fact,
she was forced to be the minister. Yeah.
In fact, there's a story to this also, Chandralekha ji. According to Dr. Swamy, if I remember correctly, he said, whatever is the law that prevents Sonia Gandhi from becoming Prime Minister also prevents Rahul Gandhi or Priyanka Gandhi from becoming Prime Minister. And he said, if they ever have hopes of doing this, I shall be the one opposing. I don't remember exactly the words, but I remember words to that effect. So this is these people think that India is their property. That hubris comes across in so many ways. And it's amazing that even after so many defeats, they don't seem to understand. It's okay. Let us leave that thing. There is a more important topic that I want to discuss with you, ma'am. As an IAS officer, you're an outstanding officer. And in fact, you wouldn't believe, but your son, Abhijit Iyer Mitra, would talk to us on his show, some of the stories as a child, how he used to go to the line and get application. He's given a lot of interesting, regaled us with stories about this. But clearly, what I want to walk through for our viewers is an incident that happened in deep south Tirunelveli. So what happened was, there was this Ganesha idol maker. He lives in Rajasthan. He had come down, and they do this thing every year because there's a Ganesh Chaturthi. There's a huge demand for Ganesha idols, and you can, there's a limited opportunity. So this man comes down. He has a group of people. He starts making these things. Then suddenly, the police comes and seals the place, saying that there is an order, you cannot sell Ganeshas anymore. So I'm just going to share with our viewers the actual. So the petitioner's name is Prakash, and he petitioned in Madras High Court in the Madurai bench, and the order, releasing or asking the district collector to open the locks of all the shops which are sealed and prohibited from selling Ganesha Murtis. This came on the 16th. Now, I want to kind of go through the judgment, because many of you, what is happening in Tamil Nadu today will happen in Karnataka tomorrow, Kerala day after tomorrow, Andhra Pradesh. All these lumpens will do the same thing because they are appeasing some people. So what exactly is the thing here? You can use plaster of Paris, but there is a limit as to how much you can use plaster of Paris to make us a murti, a clay murti, whichever idol it is. And this is being explained by the honorable judge, in his very lucid judgment. He says that his grievance is that the third respondent, which is the police person, on instructions from 1 and 2, one is collector, preventing him from selling the idols that have already been made. And he's explaining about his economic situation. So what he goes on to say is, the petitioner claims that the plaster of Paris has been used only up to the permissible level. And he also said that, look, not everybody is going to go and submerge their murti in Tamarabarani River. The concern is that plaster of Paris and the chemicals that may be used to color the murti might be harmful for environment. Yes, what he said was, to the extent that you cannot go and immerse the plaster of Paris idol in a river or any other common place where water is being used for drinking and so on. Otherwise, there is nothing preventing you from selling the murtis. So this was the order passed. And he said, if the Vinayaka idol can be dissolved in an eco-friendly manner, its installation cannot be stopped. Viewers, I have the complete judgment in the description section of the video. You guys can go and read the entire thing. So what happened is, on 16th, the order was passed by the court. This is the Madurai bench. The order was passed sometime around maybe noon. And it took a full 12 hours till midnight for the collector to actually order reopening these stores. Now, if it was a month before Vinayaka Chaturthi, I wouldn't have a problem with it. Why is it taking so long? As an administrative officer, Chandralekha ji, you are an IAS officer, you get court judgment like this. What is the process? Because I want to first understand the process before I have some conclusion, but I want to first make sure that viewers hear you as an IAS officer. What do you normally do in such a situation?
See, first, a notice should have been given to the person. well ahead of the making of the idol. That was not done in this case, obviously, because it is not as if that murti is produced in 2 days' time. This guy has to come from Rajasthan, the plaster of Paris, and he would have taken for making a big murti, he would have taken at least about 20 to 25 days. And that order says that the village officer informed that this is happening. I don't think I know our village officers, and they are not aware of any high court order saying that plaster of Paris should not be used, that environment should not be damaged, etc. That kind of a knowledge our village officers don't have. So that the information came from the village officer, I don't believe that story. But what I heard from people in Tirunelveli, because I'd also worked in Tirunelveli a long time ago as a sub-collector, Sharon Mahadevi. What I heard from my sources is that there was a pressure from somebody from the party who is a Christian. So this happened. That is the thing. Because you should give enough time for the guy. And secondly, the order also says the High Court order against plaster of Paris murti is only regarding immersion, not about making the statue. So he was only making the statue. Yeah, exactly. The offense happens only when you immerse it in the sea or in a river. Till then, no offense has been committed. And another thing is, if a High Court order is being implemented by these people, how is it didn't happen in other states, other districts of Tamil Nadu? This happened only in Tirunelveli. Mainly because of the pressure coming from the person I mentioned.
Well, it gets a little bit
who is in power in the government and who is a Christian.
Chandralekha ji, there is also murmurs, and I would like the Honorable District
Collector. I also want to
say
these days these collectors are spineless. See, during my period when I was collector of South Orchard, what happened was Veeramani wanted to conduct a program. Usually it's Jadi Ozhippu, Manade, Kadavul Ozhippu, etc., etc. So they asked for permission to hold this meeting in Viluppuram. So SP asked me, what do we do? I said, give him the permission. He has the right to his freedom of speech. Let him conduct. What is it? I said, no problem. I told him, look, his SP's name was, I think, Murti. I told him, you see, hardly if you see, there are more people on the stage than on people who are listening to his speech. So I said, on the stage, all his minions will be there, some 20 of them. But in front of them, hardly 10 fellows will be there. So who is going to listen to him and what is the law and order situation? I said, let us give him the permission. We don't stop it. But then orders came saying that the meeting should be stopped. This came from the CM himself. The MJR was the chief minister, that this should not be allowed to, this meeting should not be conducted. So this guy went to the chief secretary, was Mr. Diravyam. And I was trained by him. And he was responsible for sending me as collector of South Orchard. And he was a DK man, and he is fully subscribed to DK ideology. But he was a very fair person, Mr. Diravyam. So Diravyam said, so Veeramani went and complained to him, look at this Brahmin officer, she has said that no permission should be given to the program. So Diravyam said, do you know, she is the one who wanted permission to be given to you, but it is the CM who said it should not be given. So much later, one day, I accidentally met Mr. Veeramani. He met me in the airport, the old airport of Chennai. And then he came and told me, thank you very much, madam. Diravyam told me that you said permission should be given for your program and it should not be stopped. Can you know the reason why you said that? I said, very simple. I knew hardly 10 fellows will attend your meeting. So why waste our time on, denying you permission? Just like that, you will talk for about an hour and go away. Hardly anybody is going to attend. I have to just post 2-3 policemen, that's all. So it's not a big deal. He thought maybe I can say that I am, influenced by his ideology and all that. But the answer I gave, he got very upset. He went away.
But madam, you are not told the entire story. Did it take place or not?
No,
meeting?
CM was very particular, the meeting should not be conducted. So ultimately, I had to deny permission. That's why he went
I
and
see, I
reported
see.
to Mr. Tiruviyam that look at this
I
Brahmin
see, I
lady, she
see.
has cancelled my permission.
I
Then he
see, I
told him
see.
that it is PM who was responsible for cancellation and not Chandralekha.
So I have a small observation. This is the
I
collector to
think this
the.
particular collector must have been influenced and
Well,
pressurized.
I'm going to be more direct, madam. I'm going to be more direct. His name is Dr. Karthikeyan. And Dr. Karthikeyan, many people are murmuring that you could be a crypto-Christian. By way of either your personal Twitter handle or a press conference, you may want to clarify what is your religion, because there is a valid grounds for them to ask this question. It's not fair on the Hindus because they have barely hours left to buy this thing now.
Exactly.
And you are taking aim at this festival, and this is the first time I'm hearing the pushback from Hindus, because this has been happening for a while. Every time DMK comes to power, these are all par for the course. So many people in North are wondering, why is it that the Udayanidhi Stalin, who I call as Tappu, because Tamil Nadu in Tappu Udayanidhi Stalin, keeps saying all these things, that eradication of Sanatana Dharma, and nobody in Tamil Nadu, that 90% Hindu, nobody's saying a word. People just say, this is nonsense, par for the course. So the thing here is, viewers, you have to protest, because I can tell you, this did not come about easily. The collector did not want to give permission. There was a big protest. There were lots of people out on the streets today in Tirunelveli.
Yes.
They were
Hindu
demanding.
Munnani, then only that happened.
Yeah. Hindu Munnani came into the picture, BJP came into the picture, the local lawyers association came into the picture. I have a lot of names. I just want to acknowledge everybody. A lot of people got into the thing, and it was a fairly heated arguments and pushes and counter jabs and things like that before he agreed. So clearly there is something that needs to be probed further. I don't know what happens. This is your question, madam. In such a case where it is found that the said officer has perhaps grounds for putting his other interests ahead of his duty towards the Constitution of India, what happens in such a case? If people give a complaint that so and so did this thing, blow by blow, the order comes at this point, this guy would not give this thing, we went and met him, he said this, whatever it is, blow by blow description in the form of a complaint, what happens then?
But I don't think this government will take any action, because you see the son's rantings in the last few days. They call him Udayanidhi Stalin. I call him Astamana Nidhi Stalin, because Udaya means rising, because they always used to Udaya Suryan and all that. But in the Paya will be the Astamana Suryan for him, because he is going to ensure that the DMK will be totally wiped out, because everybody is upset, and he's very immature, this boy. I will call him boy because he doesn't behave like a minister. And this boy, yes, is another version of Pappu. And he keeps on repeating the same thing again and again. I'll keep saying this and all that. This government is, I don't think Stalin even knows what is happening. He is controlled by a coterie, I am told. And this boy also, these speeches are written by somebody, and then he thinks, he says, the whole world is looking at me. As if it's, he's done a great feat, and then he feels very thrilled about it. And I don't know for his mother what she feels about it. His mother, every day she does puja for an hour, recites all slokas, but only in Sanskrit.
Madam, you made a profound observation and you just went quickly by. I want to pull you back to that point. You said something about that Stalin doesn't seem to be actually in control, that there are a few people who appear to be actually running this whole government. Can you expand on that, please?
See, he is not as astute a politician like his father. Karnanidhi would have never, Kalaignar would have never allowed something like this to happen. But Stalin doesn't have that maturity. This boy is even more immature, and very unfortunate for that party. I don't think the entire Tamil Nadu is very upset about this, because I'm told Stalin, I don't know, there are rumors flying around that he's not really in good health, and a few people only give him advice, and he only listens to them.
Well, see, this comes to again same kind of
Otherwise, why I said that till now Stalin has not made any statement on this foolish son's rantings.
He can explain that, madam. But the takeaway here is Tamil Nadu is in the grip of forces that are not coming out, but they appear to be influencing just about every decision in the state. So again, this is unverified and unchecked. Many people have told me that how many districts are there in Tamil Nadu, madam? Do you know?
No, I think there are many districts. I don't know, maybe around 26 or 30 or something.
30. This is something that Karunanidhi loved to do. Always keep on breaking it up into smaller and smaller districts. He was one of his favorite things. So, but anyway, let us say 36 districts are there. I'm told, and I need this verified by way of comment. You guys can tell me if it's true or not. 22 belong to one religion, one minority religion. And to me, that sounds a little bit off.
Because there are many crypto-Christians. Why, even in HR&CA department, many crypto-Christians are there. And their names will be Hindu names, but they are in fact, but they are all practicing Christians. Even now, Udayanidhi is, because he himself has claimed his wife is definitely a Christian. And do you know something? Udayanidhi's daughter, I don't know whether it is this thing, I checked when you said this interview will be there. His daughter's name is 𝙒𝙗𝙧𝙤𝙪. Is that a Tamil name?
No, it's not.
𝙒𝙗𝙧𝙤𝙪. So why that name 𝙒𝙗𝙧𝙤𝙪?
This is an elaborate charade.
Bring down the DMK government. Adana sonne Astamana Nidhi, not Udayanidhi. You should be called Astamana Nidhi.
Madam, I'm going to try and see if there are any questions. Are there any questions? Yes, there are a few questions. Hang on a second. We are bringing up the questions, madam. Magnet Ranga wants to know, Namaskaram, after the controversy on what Udayanidhi said, wasn't the controversy over Ganesh idols avoidable, or are both linked?
What does he want to know?
There is this Udayanidhi statement. Is this brouhaha over the Ganesh idols preventing them from selling? And also there is processions are forbidden. You cannot have a pandal where you can have Ganesha can be in a street corner, you have that stuff. This used to be usual. I don't understand. I mean, these are fundamental rights of Hindus.
What I heard was, because of this incident now in Tirunelveli, by the way, this incident happened only in Tirunelveli. Only in Tirunelveli, this prohibiting this idol from being made and sold was there only in Tirunelveli, not in other districts of Tamil Nadu. Because one of the leaders from Tirunelveli happens to be a Christian who was pressurizing the collector to do this. Because I don't believe this story given in this High Court order that when VAO came and reported that Pastor Paris idols are being made and it is against the High Court orders, as if they are obeying all High Court orders. So these are all linked, you see. There is a very big Christian lobby because this boy Udayanidhi himself has claimed he is a Christian. His wife is a Christian. He went to a Christian college. So they're into the 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙆, who is whom Swamy calls Jagat something, gas bag. Yeah. So he is very close to Kanimuri, and they're all one big gang.
This is amazing. There is an FBI red corner notice about 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙆.
For 𝙤𝙧𝙤𝙆, yes.
I'm told
but he's
many
a great
people
friend
have.
of Kanimuri.
No. Hear it out. This is the American side, the inaction on part of America. I'm told many people have given exactly the address, his phone number, his coordinates, his properties, everywhere where he can be found. And yet the FBI hasn't moved its butt to go and arrest him. Red corner notice is a serious thing. He was gun running for LTT in, I think, 2006, if I remember correctly. But they don't want to do anything about it. So we have all this subjective implementation and of law, not only in India but also in United States, regrettably.
Yeah.
So anyway, we'll leave that thing for another day. Jagat gas bag sounds about right. Chaitanya Takle wants to know, any saffron party in Tamil Nadu other than BJP?
No, I don't think there is any other party.
So Hindu Munnani is more of a movement, right? It is not
a... talk so virulently about the Sanatana Dharma.
Yeah.
For example, ADA will never talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Next question, please. Magnet Ranga, can the government interfere in such a situation? Government of India.
I don't know. They can if they want to, because they are wounding hurting the feelings of the majority, and action can be taken. But 356 and all cannot be applied because there is no breakdown of law and order.
Next question, please. Grenade wants to know, why don't...
Next election, 24 will show their position. Because I think even they are going to be INDIA. Because it will affect them in all over India, no?
In fact, by coming to speak of that, Kamal Nath, they were going to have an INDI rally in Madhya Pradesh, in Bhopal.
It was cancelled.
He cancelled it. Yeah, he said, don't even show your faces here. I don't want any of the Stalins coming about here. So that is the amount of concern some states have, because it is on a knife's edge. The election is on a knife's edge. It's not like Kamal Nath has suddenly found Hinduism. It's not like that. His name is Kamal Nath Malhotra, and he's from Kolkata originally. I'm just telling you all the things, guys, because you need to understand many of these politicians are what they were, their antecedents. Very interesting reading. And his claim to fame was he was the Chela of Sanjay Gandhi, by the way. And he's also involved in the 1984 attack on Sikhs in Delhi. Okay, so a lot of the last word about what he did in 1984 is yet to be said. So stay tuned on that one. So Magnet Ranga's question, I think we have answered. It depends upon what the government feels it can do. But like Madam said, the state government is not going to lift its little finger to do anything about the inaction on part of the said district collector. Grenade wants to know, why don't the temples throw out government appointed people? They want Hindus' money, but they don't want Hinduism. What hypocrites?
To see that the government control of the Hindu temples are taken away, that case is already pending. Dr. Swamy is fighting that case. In the meantime, my advice to all Hindus is, you see, if you go, we are also to be blamed. When we go to a temple, we don't pay generously the priest. You take a pastor or a mullah, they get paid handsomely by the people practicing those religions. They're respected. But we don't respect our priest. He is the one who is doing the puja for you. And then, if we pay 1 rupee or even a lesser coin is there, we will give that. And instead of putting it in that hundi, give it to the priest. They are not being paid at all. The EO of the temple gets much better salary than the priest of the temple.
And in most cases, the EO is actually interfering. In most cases, the EO is actually interfering.
Like when I go to a temple, I check, is it under HR and CE? If they say HR and CE, I will just put 1 rupee in the undil, but I will pay 200 rupees to the priest. And I tell everybody also, I prevent anybody who is with me not to put in the undi, but to give it to the priest.
Yeah, in fact, I've done this thing even on national television. I have said the same thing over and over for many years. In the time that I used to be on national television, these days I don't have time to go there, but I used to do it. For 4 or 5 years, I've been saying this. Indira Walson wants to know, why is it that not one case has been registered against Sunset Stalin? Hey, somebody's picking up on your vibes regarding Sanatana eradication statement.
No, there are many cases that have been filed, not in Tamil Nadu, but all over India. I think some cases have been filed.
Yes, and they are...
see, people are very upset, but then, they don't have the inclination to go to a court and and they're also scared because they may get hurt, they may be beaten up. So they would not like to go to a court.
Actually, I would like you to indulge our viewers about the Murugan Idli case in Madurai. Can you just talk to us about what happened there?
You are asking whom?
You. Murugan Idli case.
See, Murugan Idli, it was a small shop at that time. And Mr. Kalanga's son, Alagiri, who was the big boss in Madurai, he wanted to take over that restaurant. And Mr. Manoharan came and complained to, requested Dr. Swamy to intervene. Swamy told him, I don't do all this politics. I will only straight go to the court on this matter. But do you have the patience to wait till the verdict of the court comes? He agreed. He said, I will do that. I will not go for any compromise. And then he won we won the case for him. And today I always tell Manoharan, who is the owner of the restaurant, that actually you should not thank us. You should not thank Swamy for this. You should thank only Alagiri. He was shocked. He said, why? I said, you only had one shop in Madurai and struggling to run that shop. But today you have 4 branches in Chennai, you have a branch in Singapore, you have a branch, now you have opened another restaurant in London. So who made this possible? Only Alagiri. Because you said, then I will have to spread my wings. I should not be restricted to Madurai.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Wonderful, wonderful. Next question, please. Raghava B wants to know, Namaskaram. Madam, between the time you served and now, what similarities and differences do you see in the modus operandi of DMK?
See, Kalangar was a great administrator. And when I was sub-collector Sharan Mahadevi, I raided illegal go down, which was being run by a DMK district secretary and holding paddy. And I went and raided, and then I took away all the paddy bags and sent it to the government go down. And that guy went and complained to the CM. But Chief Minister called me to come to Chennai and explain the situation. I explained, I said, he'd asked me, but he says it's a cooperative. The paddy was stored in that go down for the sake of, for the benefit of the cooperative society. I told him exactly in my words, I told him, as cooperative society means it's dacoits. Theft means just one fellow does it. Dacoity means a group of people do it with dangerous weapons. So that is only the difference, sir, that fellow is making use of the name of the cooperative society, but actually cooperative society records are not showing this. It is all his own individual collection only. So action will have to be taken. And I said, your secretary has asked me that I have to return the bags. No, it cannot be returned. It can be done under the Essential Commodities Act. The order of the sub-collector can be annulled only by the High Court. So I will not take back my orders. He laughed and then he said, okay, he gave me a cup of coffee. And I remember he calling Sylvie and telling him, look at her, what a smart officer she is. And from that time onwards, Sylvie and I are great friends, his daughter. But that kind of a maturity these people don't have. I never had any problem with the DMK government.
Next question,
Though later,
please.
of course, they sent me to archives. That doesn't matter. But even then, I went and fought with the CM at that time. They said that I was helping Jayalalitha because they were, the Women's Development, I was chairman of the Women's Development Corporation. And we were today all these self-help groups are all over Tamil Nadu. You find that is my contribution to women empowerment in Tamil Nadu. Wow. And I was to go and present this, our project to IFAD in Rome. And just about, I was about to leave, I was prevented from going because that they had one silly fellow by name Nagarajan IAS who had been secretary to Kalangar for a long time. And that guy went and told him, this Chandralekha is going to carry money, hawala through hawala. Not hawala, he didn't say. He said she's going to carry suitcases of money and put it in a bank in Switzerland for Jayalalitha. So I laughed. I told CM, sir, you mean to say I will carry money in a suitcase and look at my passport, the visa. How do I go to Switzerland? Where is Rome and where is Switzerland? So he laughed. Then he said, no, then I'll reverse my order and I'll send you. I said, no, I don't want to go. I'm not very keen that I have seen Rome before. I'm not very keen to go abroad. So anybody can go. But he had that maturity, Kalinga. But that is lacking in Stalin, and only God can. Even God can't save Tamil Nadu because they're planning to make Udayanidhi the deputy CM also.
Meena Iyer wants to know why RSS VHP are unable to penetrate into the region to counter the religious conversion rampantly happening in Tamil Nadu.
See, they have entered Tamil Nadu much later after this Dravida Iyakam started in Tamil Nadu. And Dravida Iyakam had been functioning here. Dravida Iyakam, the forerunner was the Justice Party. So they had been very active here. RSS and VHP had not been very active in Tamil Nadu from those times. But now they are quite powerful. And this idea is now seeping quite well. And everybody is now upset about the statements of Astamana Stalin, and it will be reflecting in the elections.
Last question, please. Devendra Singhvi wants to know why Hindus of Tamil Nadu vote for these rogues.
There's not much of a, but when, so long as MGR was in power, these guys couldn't come back to power. Even during Jayalalitha's time. She won twice in that,
Before her demise, yes.
They were two powerful leaders, so at that time they could not make much of it. But now there is no one like that. But definitely 24 they will lose. And the next election, they're not coming back to power. That's a general, that's not my wish, but my wish also, but the majority wish that way because the corruption is rampant.
Thank you so much, Chandralekha ji. And viewers, I hope you enjoyed this hangout of ours. I would hope that I would get Chandralekha ji back with us, sharing her wisdom and thoughts and experiences in the weeks and months to come. I'll surely be calling on you, madam, to come on our channel, both in Tamil as well as in English. And viewers, if you like this video, please subscribe to our channel. If you have not already done so, please click on the bell button for notifications. And as always, we'll be back very soon with our next episode. Thank you very much, ma'am. Namaskaram.
Thank you very much. Namaskaram. Thank you.